What is up, everybody? It is the Zip-Zap-Zop, and today we're playing on the server again. As normal, I'm just going to kind of walk around and show you what's generally been built up and improved upon and the like since the last time we did this, and it has been about a month. And quite a bit has changed, and if you've built something, I will do my very best to credit you, although a lot of people have been on in that time and a lot of structures have been built. So if I miscredit or otherwise screw up, I apologize in advance. Just post a comment, I will make a descriptional correction, and I'll put an annotation on, just something, to acknowledge that I messed up, you built that. And without further ado, I guess let's start in. So at spawn, there's been general improvements that I've just kind of been recently messing around with like shrubs and quartz and other things you can see for yourself there. And I don't know, just to kind of make it more vibrant, if nothing else. Of course, spawn has been kind of hollowed out recently and improved upon and otherwise altered. Like this building right here, you probably last saw it when it was a barn, actually, but now it is a fully functioning shop thanks to the shop plugin I got. And it's quite simple. All you have to do is acquire currency by buying, or you don't acquire currency by buying, you actually acquire it by selling, finding items in the environment or otherwise, and selling them to the server with the /sell command. Then you come in here, choose what you want, click on the sign, and then you just get the amount in your inventory. And you can sell it back to the server, but it will always cost either the same or more as it is to sell it back, so that way you can't abuse it. There are normally is a profit margin. There isn't on the armor because that stuff's wickedly expensive normally anyways. So yeah, there you have that. Right over here, this is a theater building. I built the outside, and the interior was done by Rennick Carnival and Alex2242. They told me they saw some on a video they thought was funny, and so they decided to put it on my server. Basically, it's I don't know exactly, but it's a theater. It's not working at the moment, but it had like a pig riding back and forth on a minecart, and then it had cows just like hanging from leads, bouncing up and down. It was kind of funny. I don't really know. I don't get it. I don't get the joke, if there is one there. It's just kind of like, ah, look, pigs and cows. But yeah, that's that. Over there, that temple on the left, actually, no, we're not going to look at that yet. We're going to look at the Capitol building first, because this is being made by me pretty much exclusively, actually exclusively. No one else has been working on this besides me. And this is a very large structure. I'm just going for the some dominant, even somewhat archaic architecture style, but with certain charisma. That's at least what I was trying for. In case you haven't seen this these earlier videos, this is very similar to my Xbox World Capitol building. Actually, it's extremely similar. It's drawing inspiration from it. It's almost the same building, except this one is taller and wider with more rooms and more detail and everything else. And this one's still a work in progress. So on the Xbox version, I had to cut it off right there, and these walkways were closer together and all of that, and there was no room for offices and such, and I added that in. So now we have these huge banks of offices and these large walkways. I have the big flag with the G on there. That just stands for government, because, you know, it's generic, it works. And over here we have stairwells leading up and down. The ones that go up just lead to the upper bank of offices. And then down here we have this big debate room, similar to the Xbox one, almost identical, but just it's bigger, it has more seats, it's wider, it's longer. I'm sure that'll be interpreted badly, but that's the reality of the situation. And yeah, and then down here, on the Xbox version, I hit the world limit, so I wasn't able to build out any farther this direction, but that's not a problem now. So I'm going to be expanding, having meeting rooms and offices and everything else there, pretty much. So you can have that look forward to. You can walk through it if you join the server. It's very close to spawn. And I think it'll be cool. So this right here is a jail. I built the shell of that building a long time ago. You saw it last time, I bet. But now it has the interior of a functioning jail. I made that with a few minor additions by Mr. Xhunter33. This tower was made by Taco Guru. It's some sort of wizard tower with like a weird hat on top. I think it looks good, personally. The hat is a little sketchy, but everything else, it checks out by me. And then to the right here, this is Flamin' Waffles' house, and I took it upon myself to improve a bit. Actually, I might have explained that in the last video, because that is quite old. But if I didn't, now we're safe. Now you'd know for sure. That windmill is made by Nina, and I like it. It looks cool. It has a large farm to accompany that, of course. And then to the left, that building there was made by Fetal Giraffe and Swedish Matrimony quite a while ago. And then this building was made by Nina. Again, I personally took a few liberties in improving it, replacing certain blocks, other block varieties, like the stained clay I have now, it was originally just vanilla default clay, and I replaced it with cyan stained clay, which looks bizarrely gray in this context. So there's that. This house, it was like Gigazolt and Kalinka Math, I think. That's who owned that place. I'm pretty sure, but I might be wrong. Correct me if I am. That is X Hunter 33's. The shop building behind me I just looked at is Evaneal 2's. This building right here is also Evaneal 2's. It is a bakery of sorts. Then right here, this is TJ Game Crazy Kids and Taco Donut Alyssa's. Sorry if I said that wrong. I try my best, but I mean, I don't know. And then back here, we have more stuff by Mr. X Hunter 33. I'm not really sure what's going on here. It's obviously some sort of mini game or redstone contraption or otherwise, but it's something. This over here, that was made by Mason Dude 624, and then the building down next to it was made by me. At least I think it was Mason Dude. I could be wrong. That's Taco Guru again to the left there. And then, also Edman helped on that. I can't say the last part. I'm not entirely sure how to read that, so I apologize. Over there, this is X Hunter 33. So this looks better with a specific texture pack on. I don't have it. I didn't enable it for this video because I'm lazy, and it would have taken too long. But it looks good as is. I love the way he uses the pieces and such to make a cool-looking architectural design and the variety. I just like how it looks. To the right, we have Evaneal 2 again. That's his build. And then along this road right here, I made this. I'm extending the road system substantially on my server so that there will be much more, I guess, depth to the world, really. It's been just kind of Spawn City and then these outlying communities made by other people. But that's going to change in due time. The road's not completely flush, so to add a rail will be kind of complex, but I plan on doing it eventually anyways. Oh, and yeah, right over here, this huge complex was made by Bullroar. He's one of my ops. He's been messing with World Edit, so yeah, that's why we have copy-pasted villages back there. I'm not really sure what the motivation is, but he did it anyways, so yeah. And this is a TARDIS, I think. I could be wrong. And that was made by Army of Hobos 52. So, yeah. And then down here, this is just a small town on the coastline that was made by me. The baker's made by, like, Rajorik. I think I'm saying that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's somewhat close, at least, and there's numbers in there. And then I made the rest of that, actually, but the house down there is Jelly Roll, or Dark of Phoenixin, and yeah, that's the rest of it. And I kind of like it. I added this pier and such, and actually I lied, I didn't really make this, I just kind of organized it. And then the small, tiny box house has been there for months upon months on end, and I just found it there on, like, that edge of that lake, which is actually artificial. It was originally just hills, rolling hills, until massive nuclear TNT explosion went on, and I terraformed it out. That was before I knew about regenerating the terrain. So, since then, I've become less shy about that. But generally, yeah, that's what's been happening. There's another town. I might show you guys that later, though. I think I do, actually. But it's pretty cool. I think that it's interesting. But I have been working on some other big creative mode projects. I would hate to disappoint the people that like to see those. So here's my kind of big test build area. It has a huge trough that goes down all the way to bedrock level. And I recently played through all the Killzone games. I know it's an Xbox channel, and I'm, being blasphemous by playing those. But I thought they were quite fun. They were enjoyable. But the one thing that struck me, at the very beginning of Killzone 2, you see a lot of these ships, the ISA cruisers flying around, and they look really cool. And I saw that, and I just ended up deciding, like, from the second I saw it, I'm going to have to make one of those. And so here's the beginning of that project. Unfortunately, it's almost physically impossible, in fact it is, to make those to scale in the proper orientation because of the height cap. So this is about, going to be about 1/4 of the scale I'd like when it's done. Of course, it isn't done yet. There's still about 1/3 of the hull to go and all these details and other things. And I tried to spell out New Sun on the side, but, it's kind of hard to do on an angle like that. But I don't know, I just thought that it was a very cool looking ship, and so I figured I might as well make one. I've never really endeavored to make a spaceship on Minecraft, where I've made bunkers and regular water boats, but never that. So that's what I'm doing, and that project will occupy a large amount of time. And to the left there, that's the very beginning of another immense project that will probably ruin my life, given the time to finding the time to do it. But I'm going to try to make, to a somewhat accurate degree, the GFS Olympus from Metroid Prime 3. I don't know if you guys have played that game, but I absolutely loved it, and had a great introductory level on that ship, and it was very cool, and so I'm going to try to do that. Problem is that ship is absolutely enormous, and it will be a very time-consuming endeavor. But that's all part of the fun, after all. So, I think there's a few more things to show you over at spawn. Right here, this is Runnick Carnival's house to the right, and then down there, that is Street Killer 37's build. And then there's the bakery again. I just placed one at spawn, and then ended up putting one in the town because I liked it. That was a frame rate drop. But then over there, that is made by Paperweight, or Defensive Bias, as he goes by on the server, though he's a forger. He's been around. You guys probably know him. Then down there, that is Bullroar's nether tower structure thing. And off that direction, TJ Game Crazy Kid has made this huge parkour course. It's pretty fun, actually. It's interesting. There's a maze, and there's a whole jumping bit and all that other stuff. And yeah, that's a thing. And it's pretty fun. And then this temple, I honestly have no clue who made it. It was there. I contributed a bit to improving it where I found it. But beyond that, I have no idea. There is no label whatsoever. So, if you made it, feel free to claim credit. But if not, don't lie. That's lying's bad. And, yeah, it was originally built up there, and I thought it was very cool. So I ended up moving it over at spawn. Because I've been trying to clear out some of the old, no longer used, and, to be blunt, somewhat ugly builds that have been occupying spawn for quite a while. I don't know if you guys remember the ghetto, but I've been making concerted effort to try to get rid of that and replace it with much cooler, better-looking builds. Or at least things with more character than just a box of wood, like there were before. And I think more or less that's been achieved. So, yeah. Anyways, now I'm going to cut the video, and we're going to switch over to Dynmap. It's a plugin that I added recently, and it's a map of the world that updates real-time on the internet. You go to a link in your browser. You can see it here. And it's very cool. It's a very interesting tool, and you can zoom in and center on people and all of this other stuff. And look in 3D mode and just all. It's really cool tool, and you can have Cave Viewer. And so if you want to, here's the link. It's zipzapzop.noip.org :8129. You can click on the link at the top of the description or near the top. Server IP will be at the very top if you want to join. And then click on that, and it should open in your browser, and you can watch stuff in real time. And I find that very cool and useful and all that other stuff. So, keep that in mind, and with that note, I will see you guys later, and I might make a server trailer, I don't know, post opinions. If you've stuck it out this long, you might as well just post a comment anyways, right? If you think a server trailer would be cool, you want to see one, or you think it would draw in more traffic, go ahead, because I was contemplating installing factions, and that would certainly help. So, yeah, just let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next time.